Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today is 1 Ounce Wednesday. On 1 Ounce Wednesday, I take a sample that I've received from a friend, or a patron, or a viewer, or a distillery, or a distiller, a supporter, or maybe even another porter. And I take that sample, I pour it into a glass, I swirl it, I nose it, I taste it, and I review its ass. Today, thanks to Todd Ritter, we're reviewing Jacob's Well, Jacob's Creek, Hardins Creek, Jacob's Well, from the Jim Beam Distillery, America. Hardins Creek, Jacob's Well, is giving recognition to Jacob Beam, who dug a well back in the 1700s to get water. It's nice that they finally recognized Jacob for his digging abilities. Hopefully he's still around to feel the appreciation. This bad boy rings in at 184 months old. You thought I was going to say proof. No, 184 months old, which is like 15 years and some change. Also coming in at 108 proof. When I saw this bottle, I was pretty intrigued. And then Todd Ritter was like, hey, I'm going to send you some of that. And guess what he did? Sent me some of that. Giving old Jacob the old SJ. Now it's time to see if I dig Jacob's Well. On the nose. Ooh, love. Wanna play a love game? Love game. Graham, honey grams cereal. Brown sugar, sweet brown sugar and cinnamon. If you mixed a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart with the honey graham cereal and you just pushed them together and then you held it together with like a wet coating of alcohol and you just kind of squished them together to form a ball of yum. And then you threw that ball directly at Sean Paisley's face from the Bourbon Junkies and it exploded and made everybody laugh. Definite waffle. Definite breakfast on the nose. It smells like one of those moist waffles you can get out of a plastic wrapper at the grocery store. And you're like, why is this so good? And why am I 300 pounds? A little bit of coffee on here, like a Starbucks Pike's Place with 1/3 of a cup French vanilla creamer. Smells very good. Kind of dig it. Kind of dig the nose. Now let's put Jacob's batch down my hatch. And we'll see if his well is great or if his well can go to hell. All right? Ooh. Oh, Princess Pandora. You just opened up the box of love and handcuffs. That is good. That is good. That is very good. That's my first sip of bourbon for the day. If we don't want this to be a victim of first sip-itis, we must sip it again. But the first sip was tremendous. One more sip. Second sip is less shocking, it's less startling, but it is fantastic. The nuttiness of the Jim Beam flavor profile is really tamed down here. You're not getting a tremendous amount of nuts, but what you are getting is like barrel char, sweet, and aged oak. There's a barrel char that lingers on the back of the palate that I really love. Sweet up front. Sweet, classic bourbon notes up front. The brown sugars, the cinnamons, the vanillas, all kind of mingling on the front of the palate. And then as it rushes back, like Carl Lewis in the 1996 Olympic Games, it long jumps off the back of the tongue and then grabs onto the dangly thing on the back of your throat, like an episode of American Ninja Warrior, and then slips down that and then takes the exit ride straight down your esophagus. Carl Lewis, that's good. And then the barrel char just remains on the back. The finish is very good. I love the finish. The finish just keeps going and going and going. The flavor lingers and I love it. I friggin' love it. It's oily, it's sweet, it's barrel char, it's, to steal a word from Jason C. from the Mash and Drum, a quintessential bourbon flavor profile that pretty sure a lot of people are gonna love this one. The nose almost smells more like an Elijah Craig flavor profile than it does a Knob Creek. And I dig that. I dig that like a well, you could say. I'm gonna have to get a bottle of this and then blind it against the Knob Creek 15 100 proof and the Knob Creek 12 100 proof just to see how it fares. But it's either right in that realm or better. For some reason, I think it's better. I may revisit this review in the future after I get a bottle, because the score I'm going to give it might be a little bit lower than it actually deserves. So thank you to Todd Ritter for sending that sample. It is very good. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a great bourbon. It is great, and I love it so much. This might be one of my favorite releases of the year so far. Possibly, could be. Who's to say? I do love it. I do love it. Hardins Creek Jacob's Well from the Jim Beam Distillery receives a score from me tonight with the potential to possibly increase. An 8.1. 8.1. Jacob's Creek, Hardins Creek, Jacob's Well, whatever it's called. An 8.1 to be safe. Hopefully I can find a bottle of it. That's gonna do it for this 1 Ounce Wednesday. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do so. And while you're down there, go ahead and rub the subscribe button. And then tap it. Just one time. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on trying to figure out how to dress when you weigh 300 pounds. Because I want to start looking nicer. I want to start going places that like people dress up to, or like people who dress up to don't even know they're dressing up because that's just how they dress. I want to look stylish. I want to look good and nice. I want to look as hot as possible for this ginormous body. But I just need to know how. I've been like looking on the internet, Googling it, fat man fashion, how to dress good when you're obese. I don't even know if there's a correct answer. I think the correct answer is just not be fat, I'm thinking. So I'm going to try to do that as well. But in the meantime, if you're huge like me and you like look good and dress good and like accessorize or something, like what the heck do you wear? Like, do I wear like a sport coat and like dress shirt, a polo, fauxolo, dress pants, khakis, nice jeans? What kind of shoes? I don't even have any idea. I will be your clay. Mold me.